Hi, everybody. It's Ruby with Valhalla Organics, and welcome to our farm tour. It's the very beginning of summer, end of late spring, so I'm going to take you on a tour all around our farm so you can see what's growing, what's changing, and what's happening. Most important and exciting thing on our homestead here is our new well. We finally managed to get a new well dug after our old well completely failed on us, leaving us without water and, most especially important, without drinking water for 6 months over the winter. We were able to get the new well dug thanks to so much help from our friends and family and supporters out there. So thank you. The new well is amazing. It's totally awesome. And the process of getting the well dug was so neat. The company came with these huge pieces of machinery to drill the well, and then they made this trench that connects the new well into our plumbing system for the house. So it was really incredible to see that, and it's amazing to have fresh water. So let's take a look and see what else is new on our farm. Come on a walk with me. We'll switch to the front-facing camera so you can see a little better. One neat thing that we did is to plant pollinator wildflower seeds in the area that was dug up around the well and the trench that leads to our plumbing system. And here we go. This is our clover lawn. One of the things I like to do in these videos is to show you what it looks like today and show you a little bit of what it looked like before. Here's the first look back. This is before Chris mowed the lawn, and you can see all of this clover coming up in and among the lawn. It's really incredible. We have an old video about how we did this with our lawn, and I'll put the link up here for you to check out. We're coming up on our squash and zucchini bed here. We did something a little bit different with our squash and zucchini this year because the last 2 years we've had really difficult problems with squash bugs decimating the plants. And once they finish up with the squash, they move on to the cucumbers, which is tragic. So we've exiled the squash to this special garden bed on the other side of the house in the hopes that we will be able to defeat the squash bugs and get some really nice squash this year. We have been very successful so far at harvesting an absolute ton of squash. We've eaten it in a million different ways, and it's been a pretty great season so far. One of the reasons we've gotten such great harvests off the squash this year is that they are getting excellent pollination from both our native pollinators and our honeybees. Moving on from the squash, down here is Blueberry Hill, but I'm not going to be walking down there today because in all that tall grass there's a lot of ticks and a lot of snakes, and I only wear long pants when I go down to check on the blueberries. We will have a new video with an update on how the blueberries are doing, so definitely make sure you're subscribed to our channel so you won't miss that update. And here we are coming up on field 2. Right behind me here is field 2, and that's where we are growing our perennials. Over here on the side, we've got our asparagus and our elderberries, and then we have a couple rows of tomatoes, a couple of rows of peppers, and a bunch of rows of okra. We're actually growing about 3 times as much okra as we grew last year because we know how much you all love the pickled okra, and we regret not saving more for ourselves. So we wanted to make sure we have plenty of pickled okra for everybody this year. And it's super, super hot out today. It's the middle of the afternoon, so the peppers are looking a little droopy, but that's normal because it is so hot out here. Anyway, we're looking forward to a really good season with our tomatoes, our peppers, our okra. They're all coming in really well. And we've actually got a whole video that's just about the asparagus. So I'll pop a link up here for you and you can check that out. I will give you a quick sneak peek of what the asparagus video looks like. So these are the spears ready to harvest. They are delicious. And then this is what it looks like when you let them grow. I think they look kind of like frondy little Christmas trees, but you just let them grow through the fall and then they'll overwinter. And there's another little spear you could pick and eat. We're moving on from field 2 over to field 1. And one thing that you'll be able to see if you look in close on this video is that there are a lot of weeds. One of the perennial tasks of homesteading is constantly weeding. So here we are in field 1, and these are our cucumbers. This video was taken right after we had just planted most of the cucumbers, and so they're just beginning to climb up the trellis. Here's a flashback to in the early spring when Chris was tilling in the rows for our cucumbers. It's an awful lot of work but it really makes a huge difference in getting the best yields. And here's what it looks like up close. We got a new tiller this year, which not only tills but also creates the rows, saving us back-breaking work. This right here is field 1. It's where we're growing all of our cucumbers. We have 4 different varieties of cucumbers that we're growing, from our mini cucumbers, quirks, and gherkins, to our Citadel and Supremo, which are going to be full-size pickling cucumbers. We are so excited to try out 2 new varieties this year, and we're keeping 2 of our best from last year, the gherkin and the Citadel. Here's a quick video that I shot about a week ago where you can see our mini cucumbers, the quirks on the left, and our Citadel cucumbers there on the right. This video shows the exact same plants with our little quirks and gherkins on the left and our Citadel cucumbers on the right. So you can see how much they've grown in just a week. They're already starting to reach the top of the trellis. The great thing about the cucumbers is that the honeybees have finally found them. So we're getting a lot of great pollination, and we've even taken a few small harvests already. These are the little mini cucumbers that we're trying out this year called Quirk. They are adorable and they're delicious. Here's a shot where you can see a few more of the rows. So these are all our standard size pickling cucumbers, those Supremos and Citadels. And they are not far behind their tiny brethren in getting huge and starting to develop cucumbers. It's a really exciting time of year. I do have one last thing that I wanted to show you today, which is right behind field 1. We have these beautiful bushes. There's a lilac that just finished blooming. And here's what that looked like. Lilacs are my absolute favorite. And back this way, right in front of the house, we have these incredible azaleas. And I want to show you what they looked like when they were in full bloom because it's incredible. The azaleas just kind of look like all one monolithic bush when they're not in bloom. But when they're blooming, they are all different colors because it's actually about 5 or 6 different bushes all together. So the first ones that bloom are the white ones, and then a dark magenta, and then some really beautiful shades of light pink. They've been completely covered with pollinators the entire time that they were blooming. We've been so lucky to see all kinds of different pollinators, from these swallowtail butterflies to hummingbird moths or clearwing moths, carpenter bees, bumblebees, honeybees, and even some actual hummingbirds, although we weren't able to get them on film. Thank you so much for watching. We love having you along with us on the journey, and we hope that you'll subscribe to this channel so you'll never miss our video updates. We've got a lot of really good stuff coming, including our blueberry update, some updates on the bees, and the pollinator garden. So stay tuned.